Hello everyone, I hope we're doing alright. For today's video, I'm going to be teaching you guys how to add a background stitch into your filet crochet piece. This background stitch is just an alternate filet crochet stitch that I've been playing around with. I've really been enjoying using it, so I thought I would share it with you guys. Learning how to do this background stitch will not only allow you to level up your filet crochet skills and create more complex pieces, but filet crochet works due to the contrast of a filled box and a mesh box, and this background stitch provides an even larger mesh box as well as a slightly different texture. This allows you to play with contrast and just add an extra element of design to your piece. After you watch this video, hopefully you'll be able to do this background stitch with any filet crochet piece, but for this video I'm going to mainly focus on how to add this background stitch into a double crochet chain 2 method. For the materials we're going to use, you can use what you normally use to filet crochet. I personally like a mercerised cotton and a 1mm hook, but obviously this is completely up to you and your preferences. As for the skills that you should already be able to do, I would say you just need to be able to filet crochet. If you've done 2 or more filet crochet pieces and you're pretty confident with filet crochet, then I believe that you're ready to add this background stitch into your repertoire. Let's just get on with the video. First, we're going to go through the actual stitches that are used in a background stitch, and then we're going to talk about how to include this stitch within your filet crochet piece. First, let's talk through the basics. I have started everything off with just a filet crochet mesh stitch. As you can see, I've got 6 boxes per row and I've done 4 rows. Each one of these background stitches takes up 2 of these mesh boxes, and it is a 2-row repeat. So what we're going to do, we're going to do 1 normal mesh box and then 2 lots of background stitches, and these will take up these 4 middle stitches before then ending with a normal mesh stitch. Whether you do a border of mesh stitches or whether you do a border of solid stitches, it doesn't really matter. I would just recommend not doing your background stitches on the sides. It just gets a little bit complicated. Let's start off this row by chaining 4 and doing my double crochet to create that first mesh box, which you can see right here. What we're going to do for our first row of our 2-row repeat of our background stitch, we are going to start off by chaining 3. Like so. If we look at this row at the bottom, you want to find your next available double crochet. So mine's right here. What you're going to do is do a single crochet into that stitch. Then we can chain 3 again. Then we're going to find that next available stitch and do a double crochet into that. Like so. That is our first row repeat of our background stitch. I'm just going to do this again for clarity. Start by chaining 3, find the next available double crochet, do your single crochet into that stitch before then chaining 3, and then finding that next available double crochet to work a double crochet into. And as I mentioned earlier, I'm going to finish things off with a normal mesh stitch. This is what the background stitch looks so far. We're now ready to do the second row of that 2-row repeat. So let me start my next row. Again, I've chained 4 and I am going to do a double crochet to get that first mesh box. What we're going to be doing for this second row repeat is we're actually going to chain 5, skip all of these stitches, and we're going to be working our stitch into this double crochet here. So we're going to chain 5 and then do a double crochet into this double crochet. We're skipping the chain 3, single crochet, chain 3, and working that double crochet on top of that double crochet. I'll do that again. I'm going to chain 5, skip the chains and the single crochet, and do a double crochet into my double crochet. This is what I was on about earlier when I was saying that this background stitch creates those bigger mesh boxes. I am going to chain 2 and do a double crochet to end this row with a normal mesh box. And that is the basics of your background stitch. You would just be repeating this wherever you want to put your background stitch. Hopefully you guys are somewhat familiar with this stitch now. The actual stitches used for this piece is not necessarily the hard part. The hard part is knowing how to include it in with your other filet crochet stitches. There are going to be some examples of crochet patterns that will already come with some direction as to where to add your background stitch. Specifically, I can think of quite a popular rose tapestry that I've seen. I have seen that one come with directions as to how to incorporate the background stitch, but to be honest with you guys, most pieces will not have this built in, or you might be designing your own piece and want to decide where you're putting this background stitch. So I'm going to be talking through that. Before I show you anything, I think it's really important to keep in mind within the 2-row repeat of this background stitch, you have to be quite particular with what you're doing with that 1st row repeat, because if you're trying to build something on top of that, things can get quite complex because obviously we haven't got that line to work our stitches into. That's kind of what makes it a little bit tricky. Let's go through an example and we'll kind of put all of this into context. I've just got my chart up and I have decided to do this oval border because I want all of my stitches in here to be just normal mesh stitches, and then these stitches right here are going to be where my background stitches are. I'm going to show you the system that I like to use. First, going to start by selecting 2 new colors. This green is going to represent my 1st row of my background stitches, and then this 2nd row is gonna represent the 2nd row in the 2-row repeat of these background stitches. This is it all filled in, but there are a few things that we need to think about. For the 1st row of the repeat, you can probably imagine we can't actually add a normal stitch on top of this. For any area like this where my row above is going to be solid stitches, or even if the row above was going to be a mesh stitch, this is something you're going to have to account for. These 2 boxes need to be normal mesh boxes or else it's just not going to work. That's going to be the same for right here. For right here, we also need to remember that this is not only a 2-row repeat, the stitch pattern takes up 2 boxes per repeat. I want to make sure going across that everything is even. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. This is fine, but if we look here, this is going to be 5 boxes. You can kind of finesse this bit here, but I honestly just think it's easier to black them out. These are just going to be normal mesh stitches right here, but once we've done everything, you'll see why this isn't going to be a big deal. I also have the same problem right here, and obviously these are just 1 boxes, so I am going to get rid of those. I have planned out where these stitches are going to go. Let's start off our rows. I have done my 1st row of just those plain mesh boxes. We are going to start off and end each row with a normal mesh box. So I've chained 4, turned my work, and then gone into that double crochet. If we look at this row, I have 8 boxes highlighted, so that means that I am going to have 4 repeats of this background stitch. We are going to chain 3, find that next double crochet to do a single crochet into. Before I then chain 3 and do a double crochet into the next available double crochet. That is my 1st repeat. I need to do this 3 more times to get those 4 total. 4 repeats done. What I do to count how many I've done is I count the amount of single crochets. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, and obviously this takes up 8 mesh boxes. All I need to do now is 2 mesh boxes followed by 7 filled boxes. Then I do 2 mesh boxes and repeat what I've done here. Let me go off camera and do this, and then we can talk about my next row. This is what it's looking like. Now, the 2nd row is actually pretty easy. Obviously, we'll go through it and hopefully you'll be able to see why we've placed the stitches as we have. have. I've already chained 4 and I'm gonna do my double crochet. And now for each one of these repeats, I am going to chain 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then skipping all of this and doing my double crochet on top of this double crochet. Again, I'm going to chain 5, find that next double crochet, and then do a double crochet into that stitch. I have now reached my final stitch, and if you remember, before I made any modifications, these two were going to be the same as this. But for this row, I need to add 3 solid boxes here, and you actually can't add solid boxes on top of the first row of the 2-row repeat. Let me just complete this row and then we'll talk a little bit more about the background stitch and how doing it will change now that we've got that chain 5 double crochet to go into. So that row is now finished and we've kind of gone through how to follow along the 2-row repeat. I'm going to start off this next row just to kind of get you guys into the swing of things. So for this row, we are going to be doing 2 repeats and we're going to stop doing these last 2 repeats. As always, we're starting off by chaining 4 and turning our work. From now on, the middle stitch of right here is going to be the 3rd chain of the 5. So I'm going to chain 3 stitches, find that middle chain, which as I say is the 3rd one, to do my single crochet into, to then chain 3 again and do that double crochet. We now have 2 mesh stitches and then 2 solid stitches. So again, I'm going to chain 2, skip 2 and do that triple crochet into that 3rd chain like so. Again, chain 2, double crochet, and then I can go into those solid stitches. This is the piece all done now. As you can see, those mesh stitches that we've added here don't really make a huge difference to kind of like the overall effect. And you can probably see at the top, I probably could have got away with adding some more areas of that row too. So right here, I added mesh stitches where I could have just chained 5 and then did my double crochet. It's the same here. I've kept the stitches here somewhat similar to the stitches at the top. Really, there is no wrong or right. I just think because this is a somewhat symmetrical piece, having the top and bottom look similar is just gonna look better. Obviously, all of this is completely up to you. I've given you the tools. Now you can go away and figure out what you prefer, what you like. And yeah, it looks good to me. That is how I decide where my background stitches need to go. As long as you remember to think about the row after the one that you're doing, you should be fine. Before I leave you guys, I'm going to talk about the modifications that you're going to want to use if you're using a different filet crochet stitch. Obviously, the placement of the stitches are going to be the same because we're still doing a 2 mesh box by 2-row repeat, but for each technique, we're going to be using a slightly different amount of chains. When you're doing a double crochet chain 1 technique, I would do my first row as chaining 2, single crochet, chain 2, double crochet. And for the second repeat, you're going to chain 3 and then do a double crochet. Obviously, you can see there for the first row, I've got rid of 1 chain because we don't need to quite travel as far as we do with a double crochet chain 2. If you wanted to do this for, let's say, a triple crochet chain 2, the second repeat is not going to change. We're still going to do those 5 chains and then a triple crochet. But for the first row repeat, I would probably chain 4 because you've got a further distance down to travel because you're using a triple crochet instead of a double crochet. So I would change that chain 3 into a chain 4. Hopefully that made sense. It's not necessarily a specific system, but you just want to play around with these numbers to work with whichever filet crochet technique you want to use. I hope you guys found this video helpful. If you enjoyed it, make sure to like, comment and subscribe. Also go ahead and check out my social medias as well as my patterns that I sell on Etsy and Ravelry. If you end up adding background stitches to your piece, I would love to see it, so make sure you tag me. But apart from that, I am going to leave it here. I hope you guys have a good day and I will see you in the next video. Bye.